Echo and Harper Audio present The Gone Dead, a novel by Chanelle Benz, performed by Bahni Turpin. Che quanto piace al mondo e breve sogno. Petrarch. Hang yourself, poet, in your own words, otherwise you are dead. Langston Hughes. Billie, 2003. It is not exactly as she was picturing, the house where her father once lived, but she remembers it or feels like she does. She puts the car back in gear and turns off the main road, bumping down the gravel drive toward it. Billy parks and Rufus pops up in the back, his head veering between the driver and passenger seats, nosing her arm. Her hands stretch across the top of the wheel, palms thick and tingling from the long drive. She gets out and opens the back door. The dog bounds to the front porch, sniffs, and pees on the corner of the battered wooden steps. "Thanks," she says, as he gallops across the overgrown yard. Her father's house squats above the ground on concrete blocks, its chipped wooden boards holding on for dear life to flaking white paint. There are 2 front doors and 2 front windows, a sloping, screenless porch, and a rusting tin roof. She takes out the key her uncle sent and unlocks the door on the right, walking into a living room littered with broken chunks of filthy tile and the corpse of a brown carpet. There's a fireplace on her left with a broken space heater inside and an old Christmas bow hanging off the mantel. The planks of the ceiling are mismatched, and one has even fallen halfway loose in the middle of the room. But the door frames look new, and the air is sweet with the smell of fresh-cut wood, her uncle's doing. She walks into her father's bedroom, or his 30 years ago. In the dust over the mirror above the mantel, she traces the ghost of her face, then walks the circumference of the room, a hand dragging along the wall. What of him is there in the spattered remains of floral wallpaper? Can she absorb it? Is it drawn to her skin? The second door in the bedroom takes her into the back of the house, where the light is weak and the ceiling low. This is where she slept when she visited. Her father put the card table on the front porch and set up her cot with the purple-pink sheets. But she would sneak into his bed when she got scared, even if Daddy wasn't there. A trail of old newspapers and dead crickets leads her into the kitchen. The back wall of the house is in bad shape, buckling like the sides of a sunken ship. There's a pair of torn curtains in the sink. Looks like her uncle definitely didn't get around to cleaning. She unlocks the back door and steps onto a small raised porch without a railing. Rufus is shopping a collection of perished things for something to chew. Old tires, a love seat, a broken fan, bloated bits of cardboard used to cover the windows during winter. "Rufus, come." He turns and trots into the woods behind the house. Damn it. It was probably unwise to let him off leash. "Stay out of the road," says the woman who hasn't owned a living thing since a goldfish called Nameless, which took 3 days to float to the top of its bowl. She was 10 and her mother had been studying medieval hunting guides. Billie sits on the porch and stretches her legs across the wood, trying to touch her toes. It's still freezing back home in Philly. The guy at the local gas station said it would get cold tonight. A cold snap, he called it. She closes her eyes, turning her face toward the dogged southern sun, almost melting into sleep. She had forgotten about this house, figured it had been knocked down forever ago. But apparently
Sample complete. Ready to continue?